Welcome to the first module of the Sovereign Computing class here at the Bitcoin Citadel. Before we dive into building your new Linux workstation, we need to understand the fundamental philosophy that guides our choices. Simply put, sovereign computing is about controlling your own computing environment instead of outsourcing that control to other large platforms or states. This control requires minimizing dependence on a handful of companies and jurisdictions. To achieve this, we focus on three core related ideas: data sovereignty, digital operational sovereignty, and cloud sovereignty. Let's start with data sovereignty. It's pillar one. This pillar is purely geographical and legal. It's jurisdictional, right? It defines where your data is stored and which laws and governments can compel access to your data. This concept matters immensely if your files, messages, backups, etc., reside in data centers in foreign jurisdictions. If those centers are outside your legal control or protected area, your data is subject to the local government's legal and technical powers, regardless of where you live. Choosing sovereignty means you ensure your data lives under the jurisdictional roof that you prefer. Pillar two, digital or operational sovereignty. This moves beyond where your data is to who controls the mechanisms for accessing it. Data sovereignty is about who controls the software stack, the cryptographic keys, the infrastructure that you rely on day to day. This is the core risk of vendor lock-in, lock into Apple or Google or even Proton. If your identity, your documents, and your business can be switched off remotely by a vendor, you are not sovereign. A large tech platform that controls your email or storage account holds the power to deplatform you or freeze your access arbitrarily. Achieving this pillar means running software that you can inspect or replace and ensuring your day-to-day operations are not dependent on a single company's unilateral decision. The final pillar, pillar three, cloud sovereignty. While this term often applies to organizations running major infrastructure workloads, the same logic applies to us as individuals. For individuals, cloud sovereignty means choosing services for your email storage and communication that do not put in a single foreign provider or any provider, put them in absolute unilateral control. The goal is to avoid the extensive metadata collection and behavior tracking inherent in relying on centralized platforms and to host what you can yourself. This ensures the infrastructure you use respects specific constraints and minimizes dependency on systems that might collect your data for commercial gain. The more you can keep under your own control, the better. In conclusion, the goal of this course is to bring all three pillars together. By the end, we aim for you to have a Linux laptop environment, a daily driver where you own or meaningfully control the hardware. That's what Linux is all about. You run a free open source operating system and you're not locked into any one company's ecosystem for identity, for storage, for anything that we can get under our control. This transformation is a direct response to actual threats, allowing you to make rational trade-offs based on your personal threat model, rather than relying on someone else's setup. Next week, we begin by selecting and setting up the hardware that will serve as the foundation for your sovereign computing journey.